What's going on, y'all? It's Sean, the Master Art Tutoring here, and in this video, we are going to solve a system of three equations. A system of three equations. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I will say this is quite involved. It's not necessarily hard, it's just a good bit to keep up with, and I've made an attempt to provide some instructions here that we're going to follow in real time. So just be patient, take your time. You make sure you write things in a way that you can keep track of them. Okay. Now, so let's look at this. We have three equations. I'm going to number them one, two, and three. Three equations, three unknowns. If you have three unknowns, you need three equations to find all three of those unknowns. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is pick two equations. Just to make it simple, I'm going to pick the first one and the second one. I could have picked the first and the third. I could have picked the second and the third. Okay, but I'm just going to pick the or I could have picked the first and third. But I'm just going to pick the first two. We're going to solve one equation for one variable. So let's solve, since I'm picking equations of one and two, I'm going to solve number two for z because that's pretty easy to solve for. So if, let's see. So if you have 7x, see, I'm already writing the wrong stuff. It's all right though. 7x minus 5y plus z equals negative 37. We're going to move these two to this side so that z is by itself. Move that by subtraction. Move this by addition. Those cancel. So z equals negative 7x plus 5y minus 37. Okay. Now, step three is we're going to plug that into the second equation, which in our case is this equation here, the first one, and solve for a different variable. Okay, so I'm going to plug this into equation number one for z. So z is going to go in there, and then I'll just say we'll solve for x. Okay, so that's going to be, and I'm going to put some delineating lines after each step so that it can be very clear since there's so many steps here. All right, so 3x plus 4y minus 6z, but in place of z, I'm putting negative 7x plus 5y minus 37, close parentheses, equals negative 60. Now, we are going to need a calculator here. At least I'm going to use one because it's a lot of numbers. So you got 3x plus 4y. Now we're going to distribute the 6. Negative 6 times negative 7, that's positive 42x. Negative 6 times 5y is going to be negative 30y. And let's see, negative 6 times negative 37. I don't know it off the top of my head. Oh, hold on a second. 30. It's going to be a positive 222 equals negative 60. Combined like terms, 3x and 42x is 45x. 4y and negative 30y is going to be negative 26y. And then you have plus 222 equals negative 60. Now I said I wanted to solve for x, so we're going to move stuff to the other side. So add 26y to both sides. Subtract 222 from both sides. Okay. So you have 45x equals 26y, and then you have negative 60 minus 222. So that's going to be minus 282. Now these numbers get pretty weird looking because there's so much math going on, but it's okay. Now we're going to divide both sides by 45. Now I'm going to keep stuff in fractional form, okay? That's what I'm going to do. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to do decimals, so we can have exact answers. So x is equal to 26 over 45y minus 282 over 45. Let's put a line there. All right. Now, so we just did step number 3. Step number 4 is going to be to pick a second set of 2 equations. So we're going to pick number 2 and number 3 this time. So solve one equation for the same first variable. So in other words, we're going to solve one of these, 2 or 3, for the same first variable, which was z that we solved for. So I'm just going to use what I did here. Instead of just solving one for, I already solved number 2. So that's going to be my equation, my first of these 2 equations. Z equals negative 7x plus 5y minus 37. Okay. Solve one equation for the same first variable. Just did that. Plug that into the second equation and solve for the same second variable. So we're going to plug this into, and let me go ahead and do a line here. We're going to plug that into our second equation, which is going to be number 3 here. So that's going to be 2x plus 3y minus z, but z is this stuff here. So minus, open parentheses, negative 7x plus 5y minus 37, close parentheses, equals the rest of the equation, which is negative 29. Now let's clean it up. 2x plus 3y to the minus times 7x is going to be plus 7x. Negative times 5y is going to be minus 5y. Negative times negative 37 is going to be plus 37 equals negative 29. We can clean it up further. 2x and 7x is 9x. 3y negative 5y is negative 2y plus 37 equals negative 29. Now keep in mind, now what we're doing is we're solving this for the same second variable, which is x. So we're gonna move negative 37 over there. We're gonna add 2y to both sides. So these canceled. So now you have 9x equals, so negative 29 minus 37, that's going to be 6, 4, 5, negative 66. Is that correct? Yes. Plus 2y. Okay. Divide both sides by 9. X equals, we can simplify the negative 66 over 9 a little bit. 66 divided by 3 is, so that's going to be negative 22 over 3 plus 2 over 9y. Okay. Now, number 7 says use the equations for both second variables to solve for the third variable. So we're going to use this equation here. Let me highlight it. We're going to use this equation right here, and we're going to use this equation. We can set these equal to each other, and that'll allow us to find the one unknown, which is y. Okay. All right. Let me select the pen here. All right. So that's going to be uh 26 over 45y minus 282 over 45 equals negative 22 over 3 plus 2 over 9y. Okay, now y is the only unknown, so we should be able to solve for this. Now, look what I'm going to do. We have all these fractions here. I'm going to multiply because I want to get rid of these denominators. I'm going to multiply all of this by 45. Why? Because when I multiply these two by 45, I get rid of the denominator. When I multiply this on the other side of the equal sign by 45, each of these 3 and 9 are multiples of 45. I mean, they're factors of 45. So it'll eliminate those denominators as well. So when we do that multiplication, we get 26y minus 282 equals, so you got negative 22 times 45 over 3. 45 divided by 3 is 15. Okay, so it's negative 22 times 15, which is negative 330. Then you have 45 times 2 over 9. 45 over 9 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. So it's going to be plus 10y. So you see the numbers start to get a little cleaner, thankfully. All right, I'm going to move my y's to the same side. Add 282. Add 282. So then 26y minus 10y is 16y equals, so we have negative 330 plus 282. It's going to be negative 48. Oh yeah, and that went away. Okay, there we go. Divide by 16. Y is equal to, what's that? 3. 48 divided by 16. Yep, negative 3 in our case. All right, good. Now we're about to come out of this. There's light at the end of the tunnel. So now we want to plug this y equals 3 into the appropriate equation to find the second variable. So we can plug this y equals 3 into either this one or this one. It doesn't matter, okay? Since we already saw for x, it should be the same because it's a system. All right, so let's just plug it into this second one here. So x equals negative 22 over 3 plus 2 over 9y, but y is negative 3. So x equals negative 22 over 3. Let me see. 3 over 9, or negative 3 over 9, that's going to be um, negative 1 over 3. So it's going to be minus 2 over 3. Okay? So x equals negative 24 over 3. Or in other words, x equals negative 8. See, I told you those numbers start looking pretty good. All right, and I got to try to find some space here. Let's see if I can squeeze in here. Now you plug into the appropriate equation to find the first variable. So we're going to plug y equals negative 3 and x equals negative 8 into either of our original 3 equations. Okay, I'm just going to pick the third one. So we're going to do, where can I do this here? So let me erase this line. So we got 2x, but x is negative 8 plus 3y, but y is negative 3 minus z equals negative 29. Okay, let me get some lines here because we're working in this small bit of space that I have. I apologize. 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. Minus z equals negative 29. Okay, negative 16 minus 9 is negative 25. Minus z equals negative 29. Plus 25. Plus 25. And then I'm going to write my answer over here. Negative z equals negative 29 plus 25, which is negative 4, or z equals 4. And we have our answer. X is negative 8, y is negative 3, and z is positive 4. Or you could write that as negative 8, negative 3, and 4. You know, x is the first term or the first number, y is the second one, and then z is the third. Okay? Either of those is acceptable, way for you to write your answer. So it's a lot of steps, but it's doable. You just have to take your time, get a lot of scratch paper, and crank it out. Get it done. Let me know if you got this, and have a good one. Hey, thank you for watching this video. If you need math tutoring or you need SAT math help, look in the description to find out how you can sign up today. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you stay in touch with Math Swap Tutoring on YouTube. Have a good one.